ITTF African Senior Championship, Egypt, Nigeria, we know the rivalry, we know everything about tennis, what is happening right there. But then, Nigeria, they may not even be there because of money. To talk to us on that one, the rivalry between Nigeria and Egypt when it comes to table tennis. And also the Governor's Cup is going on. You can also go to the stadium. You can go to the lawn tennis court at Enitan, just to support these Nigerian players that are trying to get ATP rankings, to be able to move up the ladder when it comes to ranking in tennis in Nigeria. Okay, now we'll be talking about the ITTF African Senior Championship. The last time, Aruna Kodri was actually talking about the fact that they need funds for this. And also, Peter James was also with us the other time. He talked about the fact that they also need funds for it. But the update now, we want to find out if the Nigerian Table Tennis Federation have what it takes to actually travel to Morroco for the African Senior Championship, because with what the Egyptians are saying, they're saying that, look, we can actually reclaim that title again from Nigeria, become the #1 again. But Nigerian players will have to be there to show them that, look, what they did at the Olympics wasn't actually a fluke at all. It's something they can actually continue and try to dominate tennis, table tennis in Africa. Okay, we'll talk with the ATTF president. NTTF president now, talking about Enitan Oshodi. He will be talking to us this morning on the update of what's actually happening to the table tennis players if they will be going for the championship. Good morning and welcome to the program. Okay.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
Yeah, for now, what's the updates concerning Nigeria traveling to Morocco for the African Senior Championship?
Well, Cecilia, we're still working very hard to ensure the team gets to Morocco. It's public knowledge that there have been funding issues. But we're very, very hopeful that we'll be there. We're working closely with the Ministry of Sports, talking to them every day. And, everybody knows there are funding constraints in the country. But, we're very hopeful. And as you know, we always try to find a way to make it there. The only sad part is that it would have been nice for the team to be there early, get acclimatized, and, get used to the equipment and all that. But we have the talent, and the team is ready. So we're still appealing to the ministry, and it's looking up. It's looking up now, and hopefully the team will be there to start on Monday.
Yeah, hopefully, you can get that sorted, and travel to Morocco for the championship. Let's talk about the team now in terms of, selection of players and for this particular competition. Who are the guys that will represent Nigeria, in Morocco? Same suspects?
Well, yes, that part of the team that was at the Olympics, led by Sheikh Toriola again, is gradually winding down, we think. But this time we have a few younger players coming into the team. It will be the first time for a couple of them, Nuruddin Hussein and Jamil Aziz. On the girls' side, there's Ajoke Ojomu, fantastic junior player, had a great Nigerian Open getting to the quarterfinals. So she gets her first chance at, the seniors in Africa. Gradually we have to bring in these young players. It's time to start blooding them, and hopefully, our top players are coming to the end of their careers. Shegun, Funke, these are players who've served us excellently over the years.
Okay, so
it's time for the younger players. But of course, the team will be led again, coming from the front, Aruna Kodri, the #1 player in the Commonwealth and in Africa now. And hopefully we'll retain the men's title. But more importantly for us now, I think this tournament is for us to qualify for the World Championships next year. That is the most important criteria. And especially for the female team, Egypt has proved a thorn in their flesh over the last few years. But with these younger players coming through and the experience of young Edem, I think we might turn the tables this time. So it's a very strong team, but we need to get there first to deliver the goods.
Okay, how many players are going, both boys and girls? And what role will Shegun Toriola be playing if he joins the team?
Well, there are six. We intend for 6 boys and 6 girls to be to go to Morocco. Shegun is actually on the playing team this time, but of course, as usual, he'll be assisting the coaches because his experience is is immense. He did very well with working with Haruna in the World Cup in Germany a couple of weeks ago, and it's part of the transition for him. We need to start looking at him in that regard. But he'll be leading the team with his experience, again, captain of the team. But in playing terms, Haruna Quadri now the leader of this team in playing terms, and we hope we'll be able to deliver on that. But the Abiodun is there as well. Excellent performances on the Pro Tour this year so far. So it's like I said, it's a strong team, and I'm sad Austin is not around on the air today because his favorite young star, Jide Omotayo, is part of this team now. It's Jide's chance now to become a full member of the senior national team. Okay,
before we let you go, Haruna Quadri participated at the World Cup in Germany a couple of weeks ago. He didn't do too well. What do you think happened to him, during that competition?
Well, the World Cup, the World Cup consists of the best players in the world. I think he had a very tough draw playing against a left-handed spinner from Sweden, Pargera, who, I think they've exchanged victories a couple of times on the Pro Tour in the last 1 year. So that was hard. And Gao Ning, of course, former Chinese national team player, now playing for Singapore. That was a tough test. Unluckily lost that match 4-3. I think there was a bit of rustiness there coming off the Olympics, but the season has started for him in Portugal and France now, so we're playing consistently well. And like I said, quietly confident. In Africa, of course, there's a big rivalry with Omar Asa, and we're looking forward to that. And I think hopefully Haruna can bring us home in the team event and of course in the singles event as well.
Okay. Thank you, Wahid Enitan Oshodi, President, Nigeria Table Tennis Federation, for talking to us this morning.